Third phase moon, Blake Cousins. We got a photograph that I want you to take a look at very closely. We're going to zoom in. This is Saturn. And what are we looking at? It looks like some kind of strange craft. A large UFO has made a ding in one of Saturn's rings. This was captured by the Cassini spacecraft all the way from NASA. This is coming in right now, and this was captured today, June 20th, 2016. Sometimes Saturn is called the jewel of the solar system, with shimmering pink hues of gray and a hint of brown in the rings. What is the cause of this? This is quite peculiar, if you ask me. The dent was found in the F ring, in the outermost discrete ring. The F ring just might be the most active ring in our solar system. The disruption, NASA said, was probably caused by a small object embedding in the ring. Why would a small object embed in the ring? Come on, NASA, can you explain this? This is very peculiar, and they're saying it's embedded in the ring, but they're not giving us any reason why. There's good evidence that there's lots of these sized bodies in the core of the ring itself, they say, but you can't normally see them because they're covered by the dust clouds around them. John Weiss, a ring scientist in Washington State, told Fusion. NASA states when the small object interacted with some of the stuff in the ring's core, it produced something that scientists sometimes refer as a jet. Astronomers think that these jets form thanks to the gravitational pull of Saturn's small potato-shaped moon, Prometheus. Alright, so we're going over the evidence right now. It's quite interesting, if you ask me. Brent, what do you make of this? Brent's right here looking at this. I'm quite stunned. Again, NASA's up to their tricks trying to discredit or dispute their own photographs. It doesn't make any sense. To me, this looks like a UFO. Brent, what do you got to say?
Like, we're just surfing the net, we're going through our Facebook, and this post just hit our feed, and we're impressed, and we're saying we got to jump on this right now. And within minutes, we're talking about it. You know, NASA, they say probably. They really don't know an answer.
Okay, you know what? I'm glad that we have Orlando Smith, geospatial analyst, and he's pretty much, he doesn't know what's going on in these pictures as well. I just shared with him these photographic evidence from NASA. And what do you think of this right now, Orlando?
I'm not going to give my final opinion on this just yet, because if this is an unnatural object, it must be massive. The object does seem spherical. It could be an asteroid, it could be a ship, but I don't know what kind of ship would be at this scale. This would be a large ship, the size of a few cities, a cluster the size of, bigger than Manhattan, maybe 20 Manhattans or something like that. It would be a couple thousand kilometers across. I'm just guessing, my visual estimates just off the top of my head, but it's talking about on the scale of multiple kilometers across. And interacting with the ring of the atmosphere in that way, where you can clearly see the dust clouds being interacted with in a typical way that gravity and the force of movement might interact with a cloud of dust and debris. You can imagine all of these particles are massive, so what seems like a dust cloud to us could be a cluster of giant boulders the size of school buses, or even larger, 10 times that size. And from this great distance, it seems like perhaps a cluster or a singular object that's just getting captured by the gravity and landing within the ring itself.
Well, hold on. You got to say this. When you're looking at the object here, Orlando, I know he has a skeptic mind, and he has an open mind at the same time, but you got to admit, when NASA is saying that this thing embedded itself within the F ring right over here in Saturn, it seems very suspicious. So you're not saying that this is possibly some kind of UFO, an alien craft? You're going to roll that out?
I wouldn't rule anything out, especially just from a static image. We don't know the trajectory and the speed of the object. NASA would probably have a bunch of relevant data before and after the occurrence that might have led them to believe that it deviated from a simple gravitational interaction, that maybe it had a change in speed or direction that indicated that it wasn't just a simple cluster or singular object flying through the sky.
Well, you got to admit that there is some kind of trajectory coming off the ring over there. It almost looks like it takes a jump from left to right, and it breaks through the ring. So it wasn't going at a straight angle. It almost looks like there's some kind of curvature, some kind of propulsion system behind it. It doesn't look like a simple straight through puncture through the ring. It almost looks controlled, but people have their own opinions, and I really thank Orlando Smith, geospatial analyst, for giving his opinion on this, because that's what we do. We get people's opinions right here at Third Phase of Moon. Thanks, Orlando.
Thanks for having me on the show.
They really don't know what it is. They give some sort of explanation, but that's not an explanation in my book. I can make an opinion too, and in my opinion, this is something otherworldly that's visiting Saturn and its rings and getting a really close up and making an impact on it.
It's weird. It almost looks like it breaks the ring itself. This craft, whatever it is, it's quite large. It's definitely moving to do something like that. Saturn's quite big, let me tell you. And for this kind of disruption in Saturn's ring, this isn't some ordinary celestial event, let me tell you that, people. This is very unusual. It's unexplainable. And NASA's not giving us a straight answer, as usual. Let's take a close look at this. It is absolutely amazing what we're looking at right now. Coming in from NASA, the PL Caltech Space Science Institute. The information and link will be provided below in the description. People, we want to know what you think this is. We want to get your comments. I want you to share this with your friends, because what we're looking at is something out of this world.
Blake, now they getting close. This thing really just snapped this outer ring. This is impressive. NASA says this is strange. That's an understatement, Blake.
Definitely, Brent. Big understatement. Third Phase of Moon is reporting as information comes into us from around the world. Don't forget to join us on Friday for our live radio show. And if you captured anything amazing, our Facebook is open 24/7. Quite amazing, incredible information coming in there. The links are below. Everybody, keep your eyes on the skies. Blake Cousins, we're not alone. We'll see you again next time.